Hi guys, Fox Panda here. I wanted to show you the deck I've made. It's not Tier 1, but I think it's interesting and I've had a lot of fun playing it. So, the main idea behind the deck is buffing the Blue Mountain Commandos for a huge round 3 finisher. Since I want the round 3 to be as short as possible, it's important to win the round 1, or at least to keep up with the opponent's tempo and make it as long as possible.
Żołnierze, do ataku!
Dosyć gadania, bierzemy się do roboty.
Here I have quite a good hand. I mulligan one Blue Mountain Commando and leave the other as an operator target. Then I get rid of the Mahaka Marauders as I want to pull them with Barclay Elves.
Aha, kłopoty idą.
We see the opponent leading off with a Kadwani Siege support, which is a great overhead target. It's best if your vet can buff more than one Blue Mountain Commando, but that doesn't happen very often.
Sporne!
Jest wojna, to muszą być rany i krew.
Salut! Salut!
Now usually we hope to use the Summoning Circle to replay the operator, but since our high tempo plays are Mahaka Marauders, Kadwani Siege support is just too good not to take.
Aha, kłopoty idą.
Now that's just ridiculous. I haven't suspected anybody outside this battle would play the Summoning Circle, but actually when I think about it, it's not that bad of a card in the decks which have a lot of engine cards such as this one, or Northern Realms in general. Now this enables it leaning to double Alzur's Thunder, and of course in a perfect world I'd be able to remove both siege supports, but it still messes up his game plan a little. So.
Gdy nadejdzie czas białego zimna, nie jedz żółtego śniegu.
Lepiej się poddaj.
Now I'm debating whether I should use Wyvern off of the Regore to remove the weakened siege support or the armor off of the Redanian Knight Elect, but I decide to play high tempo, hoping that the opponent will pass.
Ruszcie się, chłopaki! Żwawo!
Now this combo is a staple of the deck, always available from the very first turn thanks to Brother Hug. I'm usually able to play both Mahaka Marauders in the first round, either using a decoy on Barclay Elves or eating him with an Akimara and raising with Hattori. But here I don't have to since the opponent passes. We win on even cards, which is not that important for us, especially since we still have a second Marauder in our deck, but it's obviously still great. We get our operator, which means we'll use Prover Hook for Hattori, and it's time to set up the 3-head Dragoons. But before that, I decide to play Dragorai into the Savage Bear. Since I'm bleeding this round, and since I'm playing against the Northern Realms, which I expect to be a little swarmy, I hope that it will get a decent value.
Ludzkość jest wirusem. Wyrznąć ich co do nogi!
Prololo is quite scary since I don't run any locks in the deck and I've used up all of my control options.
Sporne!
That hurts, but at least he used up his gold and thankfully I have Saskia. Of course, first I have to operator the Blue Mountain Commando so that I can mulligan one with Saskia and get the remaining 2 Wraith Dragoons.
Lewa, prawa, lewa, prawa, lewa.
Śpieszmy się.
Wyrżnąć ich co do nogi!
I play the first Dragoon to get the buffs going, and then I decide to play for Big Temple. Now I think that's a misplay. I should have played the other Dragoon first, and also I put too many units in a siege row. I should only put the Marauder there.
Żołnierze! Do ataku!
W kółko to samo. Nie od razu Manhattan zbudowano.
Nie zostawiaj mnie tutaj!
Manhattan!
Zagrałbym w Gwinta.
Rozdziobią cię kruki!
Naprzód! Wichet!
The rest of the round is quite straightforward. The second Dragoon goes down, next will be the Hockey support, so that in the following turns buffs are sure to go to the commando.
A jak ci mój grosz śmierdzi, to całuj psa pod ogon. Magia niesie chaos.
We Gwent our 4 commandos, and it's time to show the real power and the whole point of our deck. We're 14 points behind, and with the Temerian drummers and the storm ticking is even more. Opponent decides to pass, and it's the last mistake he's gonna make in this game.
Takim jak ty smarujemy głowę miodem i wkładamy w mrowisko.
Wszystkich nas czeka śmierć!
It's not unusual to 2-0 with this deck after the opponent passes, because he doesn't believe we can make 20 or even 30 point swing. Well, that's all. Big thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, comments, or maybe have experimented with a similar deck, feel free to write. See you later. Bye.